YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dremi. If you've never seen me before, I talk about anything that's on my mind week after week, and this week I wanted to talk about escape rooms. I had a couple of comments on my last couple of videos asking about escape rooms and stuff, so I figured why not talk about escape rooms. I love escape rooms. So yeah, what I thought would be cool is I would talk about every one I've done and kind of do a tier list. I could do recommendations too. But yeah, we'll do that. I already created the tier list and I'll show you guys, but I thought I would do that. I thought it would be fun. So what is an escape room? An escape room is basically a room. Shocker, I know. You get locked in there with how many people you want. It depends on the escape room how many people you can have. It's usually from 2 to 6 or 2 to 8. I've done some that you can have up to 12 people though. So it says on the website, you usually book these through their website. But yeah, so you have your group and then you have about 60 minutes to 80 minutes to, again, depends on the escape room, to escape the room. And then you do that by solving puzzles and opening locks and, and then there is a game master on it, which is basically a person who is monitoring the whole thing. And then if you get stuck or anything, you can kind of ask them for a hint and they help you out. Or if you're doing something wrong or something, or if you're about to break something, they kind of intervene and tell you, hey, don't do that. But yeah, that's basically what an escape room is. It honestly depends, in my opinion, how fun it is depends on the group you're with. Some people take it too seriously. Some people don't take it seriously at all and kind of just stand in a corner. And this is like a team building exercise. So you kind of just have to communicate and work together to escape. So lastly, what I will say is personal preference of mine. If the puzzle has a lot of locks in it, I don't like it. What does that mean? So escape rooms use, like I said, puzzles to guide you to the exit. However, there's some escape rooms, or most escape rooms, use locks, usually with a code or with numbers, like one of those rotation locks to hide things or to lock doors or what have you. And I don't mind if there's like 1 or 2 or 3 locks, that's fine. But if the escape room is mostly locks, I personally don't love it. Because if at any point I'm looking for 5 different codes and it's just guessing which lock it goes on, it kind of takes away from the experience. To me, if the puzzles fit the story, it's even better. So I don't know. I think locks are a little bit lazy. I don't know if that's a hot take, but yeah, that's what my tier list is going to be based on. If there's a lot of locks, I get out of it. If the game master wasn't paying attention, so we wasted time, it lost points for me. If it's not creative at all, like I need a creative escape room, otherwise it's just a room. Like if you theme it after something, you have to think about the theme and actually build a story around it. That's the whole fun thing about escape rooms. You get immersed into this place, you're locked in this room. But if you just made a room and then just like painted it basically, and then that's the room, it kind of ruins the experience for me. But again, these are all my personal preferences, so that's how my tier list is going to be ranked. But yeah, small disclaimer, I am locked in my room and my cat hates that, so you might hear her every once in a while. But yeah, let's get started. It took me a while to decide how I was going to do this because I wanted to do it in order I've done it, but I've done about 21 escape rooms and I don't 100% remember the order I did them in, but I do remember when I discovered each place. So I decided to just do that by like location or like escape room business, I guess, because the ones we've gone to have more than one, with the exception of like maybe one or two. So I thought I'd do it by like timeline, but like business, not like particular escape room, if that makes any sense. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so let's get started. So as you can see down here, all the ones I have done. You can't see my mouse, but I'm down here, I promise. And let's get started. So like I said, my first one was around 2017. I don't know why I said like I said, because I haven't said that, but I say it now. My first one was in 2017. We went with my brother-in-law, my now brother-in-law. He wasn't back then. He was just my boyfriend's brother. We went to this mall called Walden Galleria in Buffalo, and they had some escape rooms. As you can see, the picture is not of an escape room. It's just the mall, because they either changed it or they closed it. I couldn't find it open anymore. They do have some escape rooms now. I believe they're called 5 something. But it's basically like an activities place that has escape rooms. But they used to have an escape room place, like a store that was just escape rooms. And we did a Sherlock Holmes themed one. That one was not good, in my opinion. Basically, it was just a room with a desk and a wallpaper. And that was themed. Honestly, not even themed. The wallpaper was just like a bookcase over and over the same wallpaper, and it just had a desk with like a globe on it, and that was the escape room. The hints were not good. I don't even remember if we had a game master or anything. Honestly, it was just really bad. I'm glad it's either closed or revamped. Maybe the new ones are good. I don't know. I haven't visited them yet. So yeah, we'll put that in hot garbage. Sorry. Starting out great. But it was my first experience. I'm not gonna lie, it made me kind of question if I even liked escape rooms, if this is what it was, because the hints weren't good and I couldn't figure out puzzles because they were just not good. But my husband convinced me to keep trying because he had done escape rooms before and he really liked them. So I gave them another chance, which is good because the immediate next one we did was over at Escape Games Orlando. So Escape Games Orlando is basically a company. It's called Escape Games, not Orlando. But they had an Orlando location, and when we lived there, we went there. But the first time we went, we were visiting a friend who lived in Tampa. We lived back in Puerto Rico still. And they have 7 escape rooms, and they're all incredibly themed. Like, they're really good. And they do have some locks, but it's not overpoweringly locks. It's usually more puzzles, and I don't even know how they do most of the stuff. Like, most of the puzzles are really good and they're very interactive. Like, you'll do something there and something over here happens. And that's amazing to me. Like, if you are able to do that and just kind of leave me like, how did that work out? You already won me. So something cool that I liked from Escape Games Orlando is that they have like a little merch shop. Most places have merch shops because obviously you need to make money. It's a business. But Escape Games had a merch shop where you can buy stuff that pertained to the escape rooms. And they had like t-shirts and they had like mini escape rooms. But the thing that they had the most that I really liked is pins. I have a whole pin. This isn't escape room only, it's a lot of pins. But they had escape room like pins based on the escape rooms. I don't know why it's so blurry, but I can post a picture if needed, but I think you can see it. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have all the pins. And then we did a little tradition where we would finish the escape room and we would buy the pin. So we couldn't get the pin until we did the escape room. And if we didn't escape, we couldn't get the pin. Luckily, we did escape all of them, but a lot of places have like a prison break themed one. Like that's the most common one because it's easy to lock someone in a prison in an escape room scenario. And so that place has a prison break one. I don't know if you noticed, I do have a prison break pin. We for the longest time didn't want to do the prison break one because like we had already done a prison break one before, but we needed the pin. So before we left, we did it just for the pin. That story was just to tell you that I needed all the pins because I am a completionist. Like my husband is more of a completionist, but I needed all the pins. I needed to have all of them. And I thought that was really cool. I think more places should implement that, just like a collectible thing that you can take as like a trophy for finishing the escape rooms. But anyway, that was a really long tangent. So the first one we did over there was the heist. So it's basically the heist, this one right here that you can't see, but I'll try to post like mini pictures somewhere. I can put it on top of me or something of like the places, or like this one but zoomed out. But the heist was basically an art museum where you're locked into the museum and you have to steal one of the art pieces, or you have to find the real art piece because you don't think the one that's hanging on the museum is the real one. And I'm pretty sure you're an art thief. Again, we did this one like a while ago. Give me 1 second. If I had to put a date on it, I would say maybe 2019, like right before COVID. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was before COVID because we were able to do it. You can do escape rooms during COVID because you have to touch stuff. So I would say 2019, and that was my first ever escape room from that place. And we did it with, my husband was there, and we had our friend Miguel. I talked about him last video, and then 2 friends of Miguel. Yeah, that's where we went. So our heist was really fun, and I'm going to put it on B tier. Not because it's not good, but there's better ones on here. So I want to conserve those, you know? I didn't show you. It's right here. The heist is up there. And then after that, we didn't go back immediately to Escape Games Orlando, but like I said, I'll just stick to the ones I did there. And luckily, that was very nerdy. Luckily, I have the pins to tell me what order I did them in. So after Art Heist, I'm pretty sure, let me open it because I'm making noise. So after Art Heist, we did the Depths, which is this one right here. So the Depths is, oh, you can't see it. This one right here. So the Depths is also an Escape Games Orlando, like I said. And that one, you're in a submarine and you have to recollect like animal DNA or like some creature DNA that you're looking for. That one is very tight spaced. Like I said, you're in a submarine, and we did it with 4 people. I was with my husband, with Miguel again, and with his twin sister. That one was really fun. There were a lot of puzzles, and like I said, we had a good group, so it was really fun. I'm going to put that one on B tier as well, just because it was really interactive, just like Art Heist was. And like I said, you have a good group, you have a good time, so I'll leave that there. And then the next one I did, yes, I'm using my pins as a cheat sheet, is Mission Mars. So Mission Mars is this one right here. I don't know if, yeah, you can see it. So Mission Mars is basically kind of what it sounds like. You're in a spaceship and then you're traveling to Mars. That one honestly was really fun. It was really fun, and I won't spoil the stuff, so I won't tell you what's in it, but it was very interactive and it was a lot of like teamwork based. I really liked it. However, the group that we were with was not good, one person in particular. So unfortunately, that makes it lose some points. I'm pretty sure if I did it again, I don't remember it, so I could easily do it again. If I did it again, it would probably be higher because it was one of the most like more like technology based ones, and it was really well like themed. So unfortunately, it does get a C for now because of the group. I'm telling you, a bad group just ruins an escape room. So Mission Mars does get a C for now, but don't take it with a grain of salt because it is a cool room. The next one I did was Gold Rush, which is this one right here. Gold Rush, you're in a cabin in the woods, and then you have to basically escape. You start outside though, not outside the shop. You start on an outside, which is amazing though. They make it look like you're outside of the cabin, and you have to get into the cabin and then escape. So that was really fun. We went with our best friends, Carlos and Lai. One of our best friends. Oh no, I'm gonna get attacked by my other friends, being like, "What do you mean best friends? I love all of you." But we went with Carlos and Lai, and it was really fun. They're a good group to go with. Honestly, it was one of the better ones. Not because of the group. It's really cool, and it has a lot of interactive places. And there's even a part. I'm not gonna spoil anything. You should go check it out at Escape Games in any of their locations. I'm pretty sure they have Gold Rush in all of them. But I'm gonna put this in A tier. I don't know if my husband would agree, but I thought it was really cool. But yeah. Special Ops is the next one we did there. Where are you? Oh, it's right here. Can't see it. Right there. Special Ops, you're basically in an undisclosed Mediterranean country. I'm pretty sure they don't tell you an exact country just so it's not like offensive or something. But you're in a market and you have to find your way into their secret operations like center, and basically like ruin their plans. You're a spy and you have to like ruin their plans basically. That one was fun, but it was kind of like weird, and some of the puzzles kind of didn't make sense to me. So there was one puzzle where we thought we had to put something on, and then that didn't work, so we took everything off except for the things, and then that didn't work, and it turns out it was just to figure out a code. So I don't know, there was some puzzles that could have used, I guess, better explanation. So I'll put it in C tier with Mission Mars for now. Well, not for now, they'll probably stay where they are, but I'll reevaluate maybe. But it is a fun one, and especially with a lot of people, but not a lot because it is a small room. But it was nicely themed as well. Next one is Playground. So Playground is this one right here. Playground, you're a elementary school kid, and you have to do all your homework in order to leave. And that one is the one that has up to 12 people that can play. We did it with, how many were we? I think we were like 6 or 7. We were like half of what was needed. But this is the first one I did with my coworkers from Disney. And it was really fun because it was it's like a team building exercise, and we had never hung out before, so it was really fun to go out with them basically outside of work and do something. And yeah, it was really fun. However, I thought it was gonna be something different, and it wasn't, so I'll put it in C tier. I had an amazing time, and I had an amazing group. Maybe B tier. I had an amazing group, like I said, but I thought it was going to be something else, and it wasn't. but it was really fun. And yeah, I just thought it was gonna have basically I thought it was gonna have like different puzzles in different areas and whatnot, but it didn't. And then lastly, we have from that place Prison Break, which is the one we did just to get the pin, and because we wanted to hang out with the Disney people again, so we went to Prison Break. That one was stressful. There were a lot of puzzles and we were not communicating well. That one was not noisy. We were basically the same group, only some people couldn't go and then other people went. It was still fun. We had a good group. It was just really stressful. So we didn't do that. So I'm gonna put this in C tier. Not because the escape room was amazing. It was just a very stressful experience, and we were like so close to just screaming at each other. And I'm pretty sure we left with like 7 or 8 minutes remaining, or 6. We almost didn't escape. But yeah, those are all the escape game places. So now we can go to the next one. This one I have here. It's just lasers. We did a laser escape room back in Puerto Rico when we came back from Tampa from visiting my friend. And it was just all lasers. So you couldn't touch the lasers and stuff. And that one we did with my husband's friends. That one though, it was better themed than the Sherlock Holmes one, I guess. We did this in Puerto Rico, near where we lived. If you're from Puerto Rico, it was in Rio Piedras. Where was it? It's in the area where the UPR is. But basically it was a laser place, and you had to not touch the lasers, and you had to escape and like steal some like treasure or whatever. This one we didn't love. We honestly escaped just by luck, because we needed a code at the end and we were missing a number, and I just shouted out a number to try, and that happened to be the number. So honestly, we wouldn't have escaped, and the way to escape was by purpose. I'm not gonna spoil, but it was by basically doing what we were told not to do. So I don't know, that kind of lost points for me. It was a good group, so I'll give them some points for that. So I'll put a D tier. And they were super nice too. It wasn't my favorite. They had other escape rooms in that place too. We only did the laser one. We wanted to try another one of them, but we just never got to go. But it was really fun. And then after that, we discovered my favorite one, which is the Bureau in Orlando. I'm sad that they only have an Orlando location. Hopefully that changes at some point, but we went to the Bureau. Honestly, right after the heist, we went to the Bureau, and we did the Loch Ness one, this one right here. You might not be able to see it, but I'll put like bigger pictures so you can kind of see. So basically Loch Ness is you're in a room and you start separated. You start in 2 rooms separated, so your party gets separated. And that one, there was only 3 of us. So it was kind of interesting to do it separated with only 3 people. But the game master changes or like tunes the escape room so it can be done by 3 people. They're really good. The game masters at Bureau are amazing, but I'll talk about that in a second. So Loch Ness, you're basically, like I said, start in 2 rooms, and you have to discover the Loch Ness monster and make sure you have some eggs, and you have to make sure that one of them is viable, basically. But it's really good, and that one you really have to communicate, because otherwise, first of all, you can't meet each other in the common room and then you can't find the right egg. That one is really like team based. So this one I'll put in B tier or A tier. No, B tier, just because it was our first bureau one and I believe they have much better ones. So yeah, I'll put that in there for now. And then after the Loch Ness one, we brought our friends to do Puppet Heist. So Puppet Heist was a really fun one in which you work with a puppet to escape the escape room. I don't remember well what the story was for it. I just know that you had a puppet. Oh, I think it's called like the glove of the golden hand or something. So you had to steal like a golden hand statue or something. But you work the whole time with this blue little puppet. I don't know if you can see it, but like I said, I'll put a picture. You have to work with this blue puppet and it was hilarious. One of us was always carrying it like a baby. We always had the puppet with us because you don't really need the puppet. You can just leave it wherever, but we were very protective over this puppet. And that one we did with Carlos and Lai. And we literally didn't do any other escape room here until we were with Carlos and Lai. We could do Puppet Heist. So this one I will put an A tier because it was amazing and it was the best escape room I've ever done. Well, not the best. Obviously, there's an S tier for a reason. But it was one of the best ones I've done and the puzzles were amazing. Like I said, the bureau is the one that doesn't have locks. It doesn't have locks at all. So all the puzzles are not lock based. And it was really fun. But yeah. And after that, I will talk about the best thing I've ever done or we've ever done. But this is my opinion. So in the bureau, you can pay some amount of money. I don't remember how much it was to do a midnight experience. So what does that mean? I'm pretty sure the bureau closes at like 11. And so at 12, you can come in and obviously you have to tell them with time so they can separate it for you. So the midnight experience, you basically pay a sum of money, which we divided within our party. And then you get to do 4 escape rooms from midnight to about 4 a.m. because again, escape rooms are about roughly an hour and it's just you guys in the whole place. So you finish one and then you can go straight to the other one. But if you don't want to, if you finish early or anything, they have like drinks and they have like some snack. I don't remember if they have snacks. They have coffee. They have coffee and they have drinks and it was really fun. That one we did with Carlos and I as well because after we did the Puppet Heist, they absolutely loved the escape room place. So they wanted to do more, but they were only there for like one more day. So we talked to the people at the bureau and we saw that one and we were like, we really want to do this. So they had availability for the next night. So we were like, then we're doing it. And it was one of the best things we've ever done. So basically we did 4 escape rooms there. We did Loch Ness right here again because we had already done we didn't have 4 left, me and my husband, so we did Loch Ness again so Carlos and I can try it out. We did UFO, which is this one right here. I don't know if you can say it. Yeah, UFO. We did the haunted school. I don't know the names. These are not the technical names, but I will put pictures of them. And then we did Dr. Braingood, I'm pretty sure it's called. And yeah, but the experience itself is S tier. I didn't have to think about it. If you ever do it, I have a picture of it, of us doing it. I'll put it right here somewhere. Other side. Every time I point to the wrong side. I'll put it right here. But it is amazing. And yeah, I highly recommend it if you have a good group and if you have the funds for it. Because I think it was like around the $200 area. But we divided it in 4, so we did 50 each. And you get 4 escape rooms. Like, that's amazing. Also, the game masters that stayed with us first of all, they stayed with us because they love doing the midnight one. So they were like, so do you want to do it? Because I will stay. I will stay. Just let me know. I will stay. We had the same game masters the day before. It was Shane, which was amazing. And I think it's Lily, but I don't want to misremember. I'll check on Morty and let you guys know. But those two were an amazing team. So Bureau, Shane and Lily, they're great. I don't really want to. Is her name Lily? I'll check it later. And I'll correct it. But they're amazing, and they even gave us like a list of recommendations of other escape rooms. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do them before we left, but we do have a mission to go back to Orlando and try those out. We still have the paper list that they gave us, and that was back in like right when we moved to Orlando, so 2021 we did that, and we still have the list somewhere. But yeah, I'll stop fangirling now. They also introduced us to the Morty app, so I'm not done fangirling. So the Morty app is basically, I talked about it in another video, but the Morty app is an app basically like Yelp, but for escape rooms. So basically there you can see escape rooms in your area, and they are rated by people who do a lot of escape rooms. So you can kind of, at least for me, they're a little bit more reliable than just like a Google review from people who have never done an escape room, and they're like, it was fun. But then you see an escape room guy and like an escape room person actually like talk about it, and they're like, oh, it kind of actually sucked. So I trust those a bit more because they go on in detail without spoiling it. They're like, so it's heavily lock based, or the theme is not very good, or this wasn't working, so we couldn't escape. So we really like the Morty app. Not sponsored, obviously, although if they want to sponsor me, hit me up. I'll do escape rooms for you and rate them. But yeah, I highly recommend the Morty app if you are just a beginner, or if you're an escape room like aficionado or whatever. The Morty app is really good, and then you can write down every escape room you can write down every escape room that you've done, and you can rate it, and you can look for places that are like similar. But yeah, we used it a lot, and we have marked everyone that we've done there. That's why I was able to pull up all the ones I've done, because I have them on the Morty app. But yeah, you can also friend other people that like escape rooms. I have Shane and Lily there as friends. And you can kind of see the ones they've done and what they reviewed it as. So yeah, I thought it was really cool. And so the next one we did, like I said, we did the midnight one, and then we started with the Loch Ness one because we had already done it, so we wanted to get that one out of the way. And then I believe we did Dr. Braingood. I think we did that one. So Dr. Braingood is basically about an evil scientist, and you have to basically foil his plans. But this one, I will say, some of the puzzles were very complicated. We even ended one of them in like actual fighting, so that wasn't great. I'll put it in C tier for the Bureau ones. That's like the worst one we did. Not because of the room itself, like I keep saying. It was just not a good experience, and it kind of soured the night for us. But we were able to get back to it. But it did kind of ruin the beginning of our next one, which was UFO, because we were angry. We were all angry at each other, so we just kind of wanted to not do anything anymore. Or actually, I think UFO we did to the end. I don't remember, guys. I'll just say whatever. But UFO is basically, you're in your backyard and a UFO crash landed in your backyard, and you have to help it go back home. It's very ET, but it's amazingly themed, and I loved it. I love the decorations. I love our little pretend house. And like I said, our group was kind of angry at each other, so it took us a bit to get back in step. So I'll put that at B. for now. Yeah, B is good. B is good for that one. And then last but not least, we have whatever this one is called. It's the Hunting of Something School. This one was terrifying. So it's a scary escape room. I usually don't do scary escape rooms, but like I said, since we were doing all the bureau ones, we wanted to do it. So that one, I will only say one thing that is not really a spoiler because they set it up when you go in. There's no noise in all of the escape room. You get these bone conducting headphones, and so all the noise is through your like bones. You don't hear anything. Your ears are free. And it's the most terrifying thing because you would hear stuff, but it wasn't happening. It was just in your headphones, and it really messed with my head. We were all terrified. Every little thing made us jump. And although I was terrified, honestly, it was one of my favorite escape rooms, if not the best escape room in the bureau. So I'll put it in A tier. Honestly, S tier. The way that they've thought of doing all of that and the immersion was fantastic. And I would definitely go back and do it again because I kind of missed the ending because I was scared and I just kind of shut my eyes and didn't see it. So I really want to see the ending. But yeah, sadly they do have a new escape room and we left before we were able to do it. And something cool that they did was kind of talk to us because we finished all of the escape rooms way before 4 a.m. So towards the end, we just kind of sat down and chatted with them. And they kind of gave us a tour and they told us like we have all of these escape rooms that we have planned. And the area of the bureau is huge. Like it's a huge building. And the first puzzle for the bureau is finding how to enter the bureau, which again, immersion, like it's already like you're already in the escape room before you're even in. But it was amazing. And yeah, they have so many cool plans. And like I said, they already opened an escape room, but they opened right as we were leaving, so we couldn't go. And I can't wait to go back, but I kind of want to wait for them to open 4 more so we can do the midnight thing again. But yeah, hopefully that is soon and we can go back. So after the bureau, I'm pretty sure, did we move or no, we went to New York before we moved to Florida to go to the bureau. I know the timeline is kind of weird because the first time we went was for the Loch Ness, but we weren't living there yet. So before we moved to Orlando, we went to visit our friends Carlos and Lai. Carlos and Lai are part of our escape adventures a lot of the time because they're usually who we went with. They're huge escape room people as well. So we went to New York to visit them and we did the Jekyll and Hyde. I think it's called the Hideout, but with a Y, because it's Jekyll and Hyde themed. And that one was really fun. You're basically stuck in Jekyll and Hyde's house and you have to leave before they come back. I don't know if you've read Jekyll and Hyde. I'm not gonna talk about it here. But it's a classic book. Kind of sci-fi? Would it be sci-fi? Kind of in the reign of like Dracula and Frankenstein, so it's fantastical. But it was really fun. It was really scary because it's a cabin and you'd get thunder and you'd jump, but it was really fun. And like I said, we had a good group, so I think I'll put it in A tier. I think it's better than the playground and A tier. I would put it in A tier. That was in New York. I couldn't tell you where it was. Because we were just walking around and it was in a random random building in New York City. But honestly, if you just Google Jekyll and Hyde escape room, you'll find it. Like it's right. I found it immediately. So highly recommend that one. After the Jekyll and Hyde one, I'm pretty sure we got married. So when we got married, the night before our wedding, which was bachelorette or bachelor night or whatever, we didn't really want to do anything like that because I personally don't believe you're single until for one more night. You're not single, you're in a couple. But anyway, hot take, I guess. But we spent the last night doing an escape room, and this one we did separate. So my husband did one with his friends and I did one with my friends because it was like 12 of us there, so either way we couldn't do one together. And then my husband and his friends did a like prison one where you start separated and then come together or whatever. And then I did a pirate themed one. So for mine, they had fun. But for mine, it was honestly terrible. It was terrible. The group was fine. Some of them weren't really into it because escape rooms weren't their thing. Some of them were uncooperative. So for example, sorry, I'm shouting him out, but you probably don't care. We were looking all over for what we had to do next, and they had this chair, like this, not this chair, like this, what's it called? It's like a pew, kind of like a pew from church. Bench. They had a bench. And there was this guy sitting on it. I won't say his name. Sitting on it. And I was like, hey, could you move a second? Because maybe there's something behind this. And he was like, there's nothing behind. I'm not going to move. And I was like, could you please move? And he was like, no, I think there's nothing back here. And so we kept doing the escape room. And then at some point when we were done, he had stood up for something and they moved the chair. And there was a hole in the fucking wall to go into it. So... Sorry, I cursed. So I was angry at that point because we had lost so much time. And at the end we couldn't escape because the lock didn't work. We were putting in the correct code and it wouldn't open. And the guy just put the same code in and went like this. I was like, if you have to jiggy the lock, it's not. Anyway, it's hot garbage. Moving on. I did look up pictures of the place and they have made it better. So that it was just that one experience at one time. So they have improved it. Well, I don't know. Based on the pictures, it looks a lot better. So hopefully we can go back and try it out again. But that day was not the day to be stressed about a bad escape room. I was getting married the next day and I did not need to be angry the night before. But it was really bad. But yeah, let's move on before I think about it too much. The next place we went to, at that point we moved to Tampa. So we lived in Lakeland. So in Lakeland we found an escape room place. And the first one we did was Asylum. So Asylum we did with one of my best friends, Monique. And I'm pretty sure her sister and her sister's boyfriend, and then me and my husband. The Asylum was very fun. It was really scary. It was another scary escape room. But it was really fun, and they would like knock on the door to scare you. I think it was like Monique isn't a big escape room person, so I think it was one of her first ones, and she told me she really loved it. So I'll put it in B tier. Because it was really fun and we had a good group and we were all just screaming the whole time, and we managed to escape. So yeah. And then the next one we did at Lakeland, I think it's called Lakeland Escape or something like that. The next one we did was with my mom. It was my mom's first escape room, And I will say this right here, I'm shouting you out, Mom. She cheated the whole time. She just wanted to get out, and she was like, I can do it like this. I can do it like this. I can do it. Like, they put handcuffs on us, and she had like tiny wrists, so she kind of just squeezed down. I was like, Mom, that's not how you play this. And she squeezed between bars. Like, whatever. But it was your normal like heist kind of escape room. So I'll put it in C tier just because it was fun, but I thought the theming could use a little work. And so some escape rooms have like a hidden room, and this one had a second room, but they had to walk you to it because you were getting arrested, and they kind of took you out of the theming a little bit, I think, because you could see like the other escape rooms when they were walking you to the other one. So, but yeah, that's probably not their fault. They signed it. Maybe they didn't have the room right next to them available, so they had to do it on the other room. But yeah, I'll put it in C tier just because of that, because it could use a little work. After that one, we did Time Warp, I believe. So Time Warp is also in Lakeland, and that one was really cool because it was basically 2 rooms connected by a hallway, and they had it was like a time travel escape room. So you had the past and then you had the future, and you couldn't do both at the same time. So you had to go into the machine to travel to either the past or the future. And when you did that, first of all, you lost time because you were traveling. So you would lose roughly like 5 minutes every time you traveled. And if you traveled to the past, the future door would lock, so you couldn't go back. And that was really fun, but you had to be really observant and really know what you needed. Also, all the gamers, like all the players, had to be in the time travel machine, or it wouldn't go off. Like, you can't just press a button and they would just lock. So I really appreciated that the game master was really like on top of that. And we escaped, and it was really fun. So I will put that in A tier, honestly. It was really good. And then the last one we did in Lakeland Escape, I will tell you right now, it's going in hot garbage. It's called, let me see. It says The Final Kingdom, but it's basically like medieval themed. The escape room itself was probably good. The puzzles were not good. And that one we did with Carlos and I again. And it was just really badly designed. Like I said, the puzzles were probably good. We couldn't see half of it because we ran out of time within the first half of the escape room. And I unfortunately have to blame the game master. We got stuck in a puzzle for a good 10 minutes. And it was because we had already solved it, but the door that was supposed to open didn't open, and they didn't notice for about 10 minutes. So we lost 10 minutes there. And there were a lot of puzzles that were like that just got stuck, so we couldn't continue. And that's why it's like hot garbage. It's probably, like I said, it's probably a good room. And then we did like take a peek into the room that we missed, and it looked amazing. It was just a really bad experience that one time, so I won't blame them for that. I'll only blame the game master that one night. But they wouldn't be able to know who it is, so hopefully they don't get in trouble, because it was a while ago. And then the last escape room that we ever did was, I want to say, it was this year, because it was here in Maryland. It was in Washington, D.C., and we just moved here. Well, I guess last year. I keep forgetting it's a new year. We went to Washington, D.C. to a Jurassic Park themed escape room. And honestly, the theming was amazing. The sound effects and the special effects and everything was really cool. We did get stuck a couple of times. And the game master wasn't great. Like, I don't know if she was off that day. We were the last group, so she was probably tired. But the hints that she would give us were things that we already figured out, so she wasn't really like paying attention that much. But at the end, we weren't able to escape just because the last step where you put something down and it's supposed to click and open the door, it wouldn't work. And so when she came in, she was like, oh, I guess like if you put it more this way, like if you put it more this way or that way and kind of turn it around, it would unlock. And we're like, yeah, but that's not, like, that's it. You shouldn't be stuck in an escape room because there's technical difficulties. But again, technical difficulties happen. You are paying a lot of money for escape rooms though, so kind of figure your shit out. But yeah, I'll put it in C tier just because, you know what? No, C tier. Because the theming was amazing. It was just that one, like those small things that weren't working. But yeah, I think I'm pretty satisfied with how the tier list came out. Honestly, if I could add one more thing here, you know what? I'll be right back. Oh, look at that. We missed one, guys. Oh no. So this is Escape Simulator. This is basically a video game where you do escape rooms. It's really fun. I wanted to include it because it's technically escape rooms that me and my husband have done, and we've done them with Carlos and I as well. And it's basically what it sounds. It's just escape rooms, but there's a ton of them, and some of them are good, some of them are bad. But I wanted to include it because I thought it'd be fun. And it is like a... I can't think of what I was going to say. Like a patch. I don't want to say nicotine patch. It's kind of a fix for when you don't have like actual escape rooms. And yeah, I will put it on A tier. Not S. The only reason it's not on S tier is because some of the escape rooms are bonkers. Because these are escape rooms that other people can design. So the game does come with some escape rooms, but people can design their own escape rooms. And so yeah, that's it. So I'll put it there because yes, thank you. Anyway, that's my tier list. But yeah, as you can probably tell, I love escape rooms. I can't wait for my next escape room. Hello? I can't wait for my next escape room adventure. We are always looking for good escape rooms. So if you are in the Maryland area and you like escape rooms, I'm open to any suggestions that I should check out. I go to New York sometimes with to visit my dad. So if there's any suggestions there, that's also cool. Hopefully we do go to Orlando soon. Well, not soon, but in the next couple of years, because we want to go to Epic Universe. So hopefully we can do the Bureau ones that we're missing, and hopefully they have 4 by then, so we can do the midnight thing. But we know that we can't do that without Carlos and Lai. So it's a whole thing. But hopefully we have time to save up by the time that they get their 4 new ones that they're definitely gonna make just for us. And we can go back. We also are waiting and checking for escape games, because even though they're not as like advanced as the Bureau, they are really fun. So we are always monitoring our local escape games, location, to see if they have any new ones that we can check out. But hopefully they do soon. And yeah, we're always looking for ones. The Jurassic Park one had different ones too, so we might go back and check that out. And like I said, we want to go back to the Puerto Rico ones, because from the pictures they look like they've fixed them a bit. We went pre-COVID, or like I guess during COVID, but like 2021, so it was like safe but not safe still. And so from the pictures, like I said, they look a bit better. So hopefully we can go back and check those out. And yeah, just excited for my next escape room. I really, really like escape rooms. I really like puzzles in general. Like the fact that when I grew up, I would just play puzzle games. Like I loved Putt-Putt. I don't know if you guys know what Putt-Putt is. I still have that game in my computer. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have Putt-Putt Travels Through Time. I played Pajama Sim in our gaming like channel, and that was really fun. And I streamed it too. So if you want to check it out, I don't know. I'll put the link in the bio or something. I don't know. I'll let you know. I'll lead you there. But I really like puzzle games, as you can tell. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. And if you have any suggestions of what I should do for any future videos, please let me know. If you want me to keep talking about escape rooms, I can talk about it forever, clearly. If you have any questions, let me know. Obviously, I'm not an expert in escape rooms, but I've done a couple, so. And yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. Like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you next time.